Hello, everybody, and welcome to Mountain View High School, home of the Spartans, for today's SCVAL baseball game between the Mountain View Spartans and the Homestead Mustangs. I am Paul Cunningham, joined by my first-time partner, Terry Ward, the mailman, who has finished his appointed duties through rain, sleet, snow, hail, and come on out here to give us a hand. We're just about to get underway. Very quickly, Terry, why don't you take us through the batting order of the Homestead Mustangs?
Homestead Mustangs today. Thank you very much for the introduction, Paul.
Well, you're welcome.
It's a beautiful day out here, and I think maybe let's play two. What do you think? Okay, starting off for Homestead. Second base, Brian Silverman. Batting second, your left fielder, Chris Kidd. Batting in the third position, Matt Whiteman. He's playing first base today. Brian
Beers.
He's in right field, batting cleanup. Batting fifth, Gary Mullins. He'll be your catcher today. Brian Mahek, he's playing shortstop. Brian Doherty, center fielder, batting next. Israel Trujillo is your DH today. And batting ninth, Robbie Huffman, third base.
Very nice job, Mr. Ward. You only butchered a couple of the names. We're just about to get underway here as Jeremy Allen has taken the hill for Mountain View. You see him there on your screen, the big right-hander. The defensive alignment for Mountain View today in left field is Ryan Wilcox. Center field is Kevin Sue. Casey Williams is in right field. Around the infield, Gordon Pendergrass at first base. David Higuereta at second. Brian Frasetti at third base. Will Norton is at shortstop. Behind the plate is Matt Turnbull. And as previously stated on the hill, Jeremy Allen. A shot of some of the crowd making their way here into Mountain View High School. We are just about to get underway, and we'll be right back with the first pitch in just a moment. For those of you who've been around the Santa Clara Valley in a while, just there being eclipsed by his leadoff hitter, Brian Silverman, is Chuck Camuso, the Homestead manager. It's one of the better shots of Chuck. Chuck has been refereeing for a long time in the CCS, probably the dean of football officials, and one of the best around. First pitch from Jeremy Allen on his way to Brian Silverman, poured in there for a strike, 0-1. Beautiful day here for baseball. Second pitch. Belt high fastball for a strike. Quickly ahead is Allen, 0-2. Swung on a missed, strike three, so three pitches, and Jeremy Allen deposits the leadoff man back to the bench. Chris Kidd will now bat, the Homestead left fielder. Pretty effective there, Terry, on the initial batter.
It's right down the center. Throwing strikes right now, throwing strikes.
That's the key. First pitch, once again, jumps ahead 0-1.
There you go.
Just what I'm thinking pitching coach Mike Dalton would want to see from his pitchers is a lot of strikes. This one's ripped towards right field, but Gordon Pendergrass steps in front and snags it for out number 2. So Jeremy Allen yet to throw a ball. Has 2 outs. Faces first baseman Matt Whiteman. Little breeze here today.
Defense playing everything straight away. Nobody's moved too much. Left-handed batter.
Misses low for a ball, 1-0. Steady diet of fastball so far from Allen. Misses inside. I believe it's 2-0. I had a tough umpire to tell what he's calling right now.
It's 2-0. I'm
glad we're in agreement. It's not often we do. Foul at the plate. 2-1 goes to count. People are going to think we like each other, for God's sake.
Oh, don't let them think that. Just a beautiful day out here today.
Nice day for baseball. 2-1, fouled off over the dugout on third base. Count evens 2-2. Nice shot of the open expanses of Mountain View High School. From that last shot, you could see that the water tower that used to be out by Highway 85 is gone. Rather disappointing. Possible gear change here for catcher Matt Turnbull as he's playing with the chest protector. Very crucial part of his equipment. Swing in the dirt and gets past Turnbull. Whiteman on his way to first. There will be no throw. So a strikeout. Whiteman is on the pass ball. So Jeremy has struck out two, but fortunately the last one doesn't record an out. Brings up right fielder Brian Beers. This one's ripped towards short. Norton up with it. He'll take the easy one at second, and that'll do it for Homestead in the top of the first inning. Nothing across. We're through one half an inning. Homestead nothing. Mountain View coming to bat. Bottom of the first inning. Very quickly, why don't you take us through the batting order for Mountain View, Terry?
Okay, starting off, leading first. DHing. J.D. Nelson. Okay. Batting second, playing first base, Gordon Pendergrass. Batting third, playing shortstop, Will Norton. Batting cleanup, be your third baseman, Brian Frischetti. Batting fifth, Casey Williams. He'll be playing right field today. Kevin Sue, center fielder, batting sixth. Seventh, Matt Turnbull. He's your catcher. Batting eighth, Brian Wilcox. He's playing left field. And batting ninth, David Higuereta. He's at second base today.
Very nicely done yet again. Anthony Torres' first pitch is lifted foul and out of play down the left field line. Defensively for Homestead, Chris Kidd is in left. Brian Doherty is in center field. Brian Beers is in right field. Around the infield, Matt Whiteman at first, Brian Silverman at second, Robbie Hoffman at third. Brian Myhack is at shortstop. Gary Mullins behind the plate. And Anthony Torres, with a curveball over for a strike, is on the hill. 0-2 quickly is Anthony Torres. Right now having the early success that Jeremy Allen experienced at the top of the first. The 0-2 in there, strike three, and down goes Nelson on three pitches. Brings up first baseman Gordon Pendergrass.
Pitchers throwing strikes, Paulie.
Both of them so far, and that's what you want. Makes the game move along. Lays off a fastball high. Pendergrass is a very good contact hitter. Not a lot of power, but good contact, good line drive hitter. This one's lifted high to right field. Back on it is the right field, backpedaling and reaching back over his head and making the catch is Brian Beers, as he was playing Pendergrass a little shallow and had to go back on that fly ball to make the catch for out number two. Another look at it, Terry.
There you go.
See the right fielder going back on it, and then he goes, what you're not supposed to do is backpedal, but got back there in time to make the catch.
Okay.
Keep nobody on the base pass. Curveball in there to Will Norton for strike one. Norton, the Mountain View shortstop. Very good insight you gave us on that last fly ball, Terry. This one's lifted into left center field for a base hit. First hit of the ball game. Norton is aboard.
Hey, Gare, stays there.
Norton just reached down on that one and popped it out over shortstop. For a single, 2 outs, runner at first base. Third baseman Brian Frasetti steps in. Curveball in for the strike. Torres staying right around that strike zone. Mountain View's going to need to swing the bats. I know that's been a point of frustration for coaching staff so far this year. They want to see them swing the bat a little more often. They take a lot of pitches.
Yeah, and talking to coaches, Mateo and Dalton, they both said they got to be more aggressive at the plate. They want them to swing. The pitchers there throwing strikes, swing at the ball.
Many good comments have come out of the Oak Room so far this year about discussing the play of the team. This one's lifted foul out of play. Plug for Angie just to help her out a little bit.
You know what else is fun is coming here to the game and seeing some of these kids playing baseball on the high school level. When I remember when they were going to elementary school and small, it's fun seeing these kids grow up.
Become young adults. 1-2 the count to Frasetti. 2 outs, runner at first. Fastball just misses on the outside corner. Good location, low and away, right near the corner. Frasetti with an excellent eye there.
Okay, heads up, Gary. Here it comes.
Laid off. That's a tough pitch to take with 2 strikes. Count evens 2-2. Curveball outside. Count runs full. Runner will be going at first. Runner goes. Frasetti lays off. Runners at first and second with 2 outs. Right fielder Casey Williams steps in.
Okay, Homestead, let's go. Shut him down.
Infield plays deep for Williams. Works at every base, and Williams. Oh, they're going to say he didn't. They're going to appeal, see what they get the call.
Didn't even see it, did you?
Now, he's got no angle to make the call from there, Terry.
Shut him down.
I don't think he went. Do you think he went?
It was close. He might have dodged a little bit of a bullet. It was an excuse me if it was anything, but he may have just held up enough. Swung on a miss for a strike, 1-1. Williams with that big open stance with the front foot in the bucket, and he never really closes it. And the catcher picks up on that. I just pitch him away.
Sure.
Because he doesn't close up.
Catcher's down. They check the glove. Yep.
Yeah.
1-2 the count.
I've been watching the catcher. He's been very active behind the plate. He's moving around a lot. He's moving outside, keeping the glove down.
Well outside and misses.
Pitch, Anthony.
Good job, Anthony.
That always makes it tough on the home plate umpire because the catcher moves outside the strike zone and he catches it right in the middle of his body, and everybody thinks, well, it's got to be a strike, but he shifted outside. You're right, Terry.
Yeah.
Doing a good job back there. I like a catcher like that.
Helping the pitcher.
Oh, yeah. 2-2 to Williams. Runners at first and second, 2 outs. Norton not with a very big lead at second. Curl away, nice job by Gary Mullins to keep that from going to the backstop. That would have advanced both runners. Count is full. Runners will be going on the pitch. So Anthony Torres, who started out very quickly, run into some control problems here. This one's fouled towards the dugout off the tin roof. And then right back off it. Must be hot. Kind of like a hot tin roof. Sorry. Going for the obscure.
You found it.
Count remains full. Runners will still go on the pitch. There they go. This one's lifted high and deep to left, but hooking. Foul. Had the distance, but hooked to the left. Williams got the bat head on that one.
Torres kind of laid that one in there. He didn't try to put too much on that one.
Smart here, Garrett.
Well, tough situation. You don't want to walk the bases loaded.
That's for sure. That's
3-2 again. Foul tipped into the glove of catcher Gary Mullins. He hangs on, and Williams goes down on the strikeout. That'll do it for Mountain View. No runs on one hit. We are through one, no score. Top of the second inning, catcher Gary Mullins will lead off. Mullins showed us a lot in the bottom of the first inning defensively. See how he does with the stick. Jeremy Allen cruised through the first inning. The only little speed bump he encountered was a pass ball third strike. It allowed the runner to get on first base, but fairly flawless. His first pitch there misses low and away, ball one, 1-0.
Mullins is a senior. He's been around a while. He takes control.
Ground ball to Norton. He's up with it. Cross to Pendergrass out of the dirt. Can't get it to come out as he went for the scoop. Could not come up with it. It's an error on the throw. And the leadoff man is aboard for Homestead. Bring up shortstop Brian Myhack. Up and in, ball one. So Allen looking to rebound here after the leadoff man gets aboard. Throw over to first. All flying back in plenty of time is Mullins. This one's fisted down the right field line. It's going to slice foul.
Do you know, if, Paul, from Mountain View, if who's calling the pitches here? Is it coming from the dugout, Dalton or catcher? Do we know?
Seen any signs being given? I haven't seen him look over.
I haven't seen, yeah. Because for
I think he said that he was going to let Dalton said he was going to let him, the catcher, call their own game early here in the season, unless there was a reason for him to jump in.
Okay.
Ooh, high and past the catcher. Turnbull, it comes right back to him, and Mullins wasn't going anywhere. Very hard backstop here behind home plate, and that ricocheted straight back to Turnbull. Two and one. Catches the knees with a strike count. Even it's 2-2. Allen gets a little help from Myhack there. He goes down on strikes for the first out as he swung at one well out of the strike zone.
Yeah, that was high.
Hey, Brendan!
Brings up center fielder Brendan Doherty.
Good stop. Turnbull, good stop.
Keeping that runner at first base, out of scoring position. One thing that Mike Dalton says he's been working on with Jeremy Allen is try to get him to fight through adversity. This one's grounded towards third. Fassetti has it. He'll go to second. Quickly throws it away into right field. Nice backup by Casey Williams with a slide out there to keep the runner from advancing to third. I'm not sure why Mullins didn't make it there. So an error on Frasetti at third base. That was going to be a tough one to get a double play on anyway. It was a high hopper. Let her look at it, Terry.
Yeah, but you want to get the lead runner, and he certainly had it in his glove in time. He just rushed the throw. Mullen was down there pretty quick, though, Paul.
He was. That's what I was saying. That was a tough one.
Yeah.
With one out already in there. This one's lifted high to right field down the line. Williams, a long run, dives for it. Can't get it. It drops in fair. Around third on his way to the plate is Mullins. He'll get in easily. And they're sending around third. Here they come in. Is Doherty. He scores it in with a triple. His designated hitter, Israel Trujillo. So, right down the right field line, or not right down, about 10 feet inside the right field line, goes Trujillo. And Williams comes across and makes a dive and just couldn't get to it. 2 runs have scored. It's a 2-0 lead, and Allen's off the mound and looks a little upset, and Mike Dalton very quickly out there to talk to the gentleman, try to get their composure back together. This is a point where you've got to go ahead and just relax and get the next out. You can't go ahead and live in the past. You got to keep coming at him, keep throwing strikes, and I'm sure that's what Mike Dalton's working with them on.
Got to settle him down.
Robbie Hoffman, the next scheduled hitter for Homestead. He's the Homestead right fielder. Let's check that, third baseman. The huddle breaks at the mound. Runner at third base, 1 out. See where the infield plays. Looks like the middle infield's going to play back. A little surprised. Now they come in. Okay, I was going to say you're already down 2-0. You don't want to give up an easy third run, so now they move in. Pitch in the dirt. Nice stop by Turnbull. Well, this is the type of situation that the coaches have been talking about with Jeremy Allen, where he needs to just grit his teeth and come through with a lot of heart. That one's hit into center field for a base hit, and that's a tough break. Because with it going in infield, that's going to get through.
Yep.
Three to nothing Homestead here in the top of the second. We're back to the top of the order. Second baseman Brian Silverman. One out runner at first. First pitch, low, ball 1. So Allen, the victim of a couple of errors, and then a big triple. Rightfully should be out of this inning.
Yep.
One's ripped into right field for a base hit. Hoffman will round second and hold there as Williams gets the ball quickly back into the infield. A single for Silverman. Runners at first and second now with 1 out.
These are good hard shots, Paul.
Yeah, they're starting to hit the ball pretty well. He's coming in a little. He's getting the ball up now, up above the belt.
Yeah.
Left fielder Chris Kidd will step in. And to Allen's credit, not trying to make any kind of excuses, but Mount View had a doubleheader on Saturday, and Allen threw about 5 innings there. I'm not sure what the pitch count was. I'm sure it wasn't real high because they keep an eye on that, but still trying to come back on a couple of days' rest. This one's grounded foul down the third baseline.
How many innings did he pitch on?
I believe he went either 4 or 5.
Okay.
They played a very tough Jesuit team out of, I believe it's Carmichael, California.
Yeah. Up by Sacramento.
We have a private school up there with an outstanding program, and they actually played them very, very well. Nice turn by Mountain View as Norton goes to Higuereta onto Pendergrass, and they get out of the inning, but not before some damage is done. We are through 1.5. It's 3-0 Homestead. Bottom of the second inning, and Mountain View need to get their rally caps on early. They'll send up center fielder Kevin Sue, catcher Matt Turnbull, and left fielder Ryan Wilcox.
Hey, Anthony.
I'm glad you're keeping score, Paul, because I missed a batter on the Homestead side the last inning. So good bookkeeping by the voice of Mountain View.
I am here to be your mentor. First pitch high to Sue for ball one. You couldn't have a better mentor.
Oh, boy.
Pitch letter high for a strike. Count evens 1-1.
Torres has 3 runs now. Let's see how he pitches.
Got to be aggressive with the lead.
Yeah.
Just throw in strikes and let your defense do the job. Curveball
Ooh,
right
right
back to Torres.
Nice play.
So Sue put the screws of that one, but Torres reaches down at shoe level. Here you go, Terry. Let me
There you
look
go.
at it.
Yep. Right back. Got the glove down. Perfect.
Good athletic reaction by Anthony Torres. 1 out. Brings up catcher Matt Turnbull.
Ooh.
That plunks him between the numbers. Quickly down to first base goes Matt Turnbull. Doesn't rub it. Never supposed to rub it.
That was an off-speed pitch. He just got away from him.
Left fielder Ryan Wilcox steps in. It's just a flesh wound. That's ripped into left field, drops down in for the base hit. Chris Kidd plays it on the hop, gets it back in, and Mountain View, runners at first and second with 1 out. Second baseman David Higuereta will step up. Craig Walsh goes through a series of signs down at third base. See if the bunt's on his mind with the number 9 hitter up.
Okay, get tough, guys. Come on.
Torres from the stretch. Squares the bunt, lets it go, skips past and away from Mullins. Runners can't advance, though, 1-0. So they are looking bunt right now. Trailing by 3, runners at first and second, 1 out. So, Terry, we had talked about Anthony Torres needing to throw strikes. Well, he did, and they hit one. And, well, actually, he didn't on the other one. He hit the guy right in the back. This time he does go for it. Count evens 1-1.
What do you think of bunting right now, down 3 runs like this?
Well, get the runners into second or third, get back to the top of your order, and hope that he can get a base hit to drive in, too.
Yeah.
Higuereta with okay speed. They've got the third baseman holding. The first baseman is charging. Misses low. Count goes to 2-1. So what Higuereta wants to do is put it hard down the, not relatively hard, but firmly down the third base line, make the pitcher get over there to cover or to get the third baseman off and hope for the best at first base. Steps off to make sure the runners aren't getting too big a lead. Does Anthony Torres. Higuereta will be followed by J.D. Nelson and then Gordon Pendergrass. Now Craig Walsh wants to have a little chat with Higuereta. Make sure they're on the same page.
Go, Homestead.
Torres from the stretch. Curveball in there for a strike. Count he was 2-2. Higuereta did not square that time.
Right here, Anthony. Get tough.
Count evens 2-2. 1 out. Runners at first and second. Would assume Higuereta has the bat now. Might see another curveball here. No, fastball ripped towards short. Right at the shins. snagged by Brian Myhack. He steps on second to retire Turnbull, who broke on the line drive. No, look at it, Terry, as you see it.
Right at him. Nothing you could do.
Turnbull had broke for second.
He hit it right on the button, though.
And that will do it for Mountain View. In the bottom of the second, we're through 2. Homestead in the lead, 3-0. Top of the third inning, Homestead in the lead, 3-0. First baseman Matt Whiteman steps in. Whiteman struck on but got on a passed ball in the first. 0 for 1 on the day. Jeremy Allen out to work his third inning, comes in high, ball 1. So Allen trying to refocus after that tough second inning. A nice pitch poured right in it. Belt high fastball, count evens 1-1. Popped up foul down the left field line, and no one will get near it. No one really tried for it, but it's probably far enough away that nobody was going to get there anyway.
It's big. It's a lot of area out there.
Left-handed batter up there playing him around to pull. Swung on and missed strike 3. Down goes Whiteman. 1 out. Brings up right fielder Brian Beers. And speaking of Beers, if you're ever in the neighborhood of the Oak Room and Ken's House of Pancakes, we're more than happy to see you in there.
And enjoy a couple of those beers.
Low and away, ball 1. A shameless plug.
Unbelievable.
3-0 Homestead. 1 out, nobody on, top of the third inning. I'm Paul Cunningham, joined by Terry Ward, the mailman.
Glad to be here.
Low and skips past Turnbull. Letter I fastball in there for a strike. Fastball lifted down the right field line, slicing foul. Long run for Williams, and just foul as that was over the right field fence, but in foul territory.
Couldn't get around on that one, but he got a good cut at it.
Got that pitch up a little bit, and Beers certainly went with it. If that had gone out, it would have been Beers for everyone. Fisted down to first base. Pendergrass has it. He'll take it himself for out number 2. Brings up the catcher, Gary Mullins. Mullins got on an error in the second inning and then came all the way around to score on the triple by Israel Trujillo. Scored the first run of the ball game. Swings to that high cheese, strike 1. There's Chuck Camusa, the Homestead manager, down the first baseline. Nice shot of Chuck. Finally an unobstructed shot of Chuck as Mullins swings and misses at the second offering. Falls behind 0-2. 2 outs, nobody on. Top of the third. one's lifted high in the air in shallow right field. Making the run in is Casey Williams. He'll get there and make the catch. 4 out, number 3. That'll do it for Homestead. In the top of the third, we're through 2.5. Homestead in the lead, 3-0. Part of the scenic skyline of Mountain View that used to have a large water tower there, Terry.
I remember it.
I guess the drought is over and we got rid of the tower.
It had a lot of writing on it, too. A lot of people like to...
A lot of people climb that tower.
They sure did.
Leading off for Mountain View will be the top of their order, J.D. Nelson, the designated hitter. Nelson, a victim of a strikeout, his first at bat. Anthony Torres out to work his third inning. Curveball misses. Outside ball 1.
Still throwing that curveball.
Not a lot of downward break on it, just sort of breaks across the plate, so it's not one that you really to be too concerned about looking foolish on. You can just still swing it like the fastball.
Yeah, has the same motion every time, just about.
2-0 to Nelson. High ball 3. So Torres in danger of putting the leadoff man aboard. Cockcroft checked that Nelson with good speed. Not sure where Cockcroft came from, but just sort of came out. That happens sometimes, Terry.
First thing to go is the memory.
What's the second thing? Can't remember. But I set you up for that.
I hate.
The folks at home hate us already. Pitch in there for a strike, 3-1.
Who are these two guys?
People are turning off the channel right and left. What's on the cooking channel?
The Iron Chef.
Sensei. Go, Odo. In there, strike 2. So Nelson has watched 5 pitches. Look to see if he'll swing at one here.
Torres hasn't walked a man yet.
Ball 4, low and away.
There you go.
It's a kiss of death.
There you go.
What was that, Terry?
Right, there you go. Oh, no, he... Yep.
Leadoff man aboard, and Gordon Pendergrass going to check with Craig Walsh and a trip to the mound by the Homestead pitching coach. A break in the action here in the bottom of the third inning. Homestead in the lead, 3-0. Shot of Gordon Pendergrass. Pendergrass flew out fairly deep right field his first at bat. They're playing him a little deeper this time out there. So he had him a little shallow at his first at bat. Lifts this one into left field. Cruising over and making the catch is Chris Kidd. Pendergrass is out.
He wasn't playing too deep. He had him positioned very well. Left-handed batter.
So Pendergrass not afraid to swing the bats. And sometimes you wonder after the guy in front of you walks whether you want to swing at that first pitch. But that looked like a pretty good one for Gordon to go for. Try to get something going.
Mm-hmm. They're down 3. They got to get something going. They got to swing the bat.
1 out, runner at first. Brings up shortstop Will Norton. Snap throw over. Back in time is Nelson. Curveball away.
Nelson with good speed at first base. We'll keep our eye on him.
A threat to steal.
Yes, we'll keep our eye on him.
Throw over.
Oh, and I'm sure Torres will too.
Torres kind of gave that one away as he concentrated, focused on his third baseman, and often if he's not going to pay attention to the plate, a lot of pitchers like to do that. Look all the way away from first base and home plate and then throw over. Runner goes, hit and run was on, but Norton couldn't get the ball down behind him. He had a big hole open
Good hustle here.
as second baseman Brian Silverman was covering. Tried to go for that hole, though. Nice job by Norton as he wanted to go towards second.
Good throw.
1-1 the count to Norton. Runner at first, 1 out. Snap throw over. Nope. Back in time is Nelson.
Yes.
High heat that Norton can't lay off. Count goes to 1-2. Curveball
Good pitch, Anthony.
misses away. Count evens 2-2.
Don't give in now. Come on.
This one's ripped into right field for base hit. Perfect hit and run. Nelson around to third. Norton will watch the throw in. It's cut off. An excellent job by Will Norton on the hit and run.
2 for 2.
Naughton, 2 for 2. Let her look at it, Terry.
Hey, Homestead.
He went right down and got it. That was a shot right to right field.
Put him down. Be aggressive.
Nelson going on the pitch, got to third base.
See if Mountain View can produce here. They got a runner at third with less than 2 outs. Runners at first and third. Brian Frasetti steps in. Frasetti walked his first at bat. Curveball in there for a strike. Nice pitch by Torres.
Clean up. Let's go. All right, Anthony.
Keep it in
Starts
the
Frasetti with a
infield
curveball. Throw back over to first. Norton back in plenty of time. Grounded up the middle, through for a base hit. Frasetti with a single and an RBI as Nelson comes in to score the first run of the day for Mountain View. Norton advances to second. Mountain View in business here with runners at first and second. 1 out. Casey Williams will step in.
Hey, Homestead. You do it. Let's go. Shut him down.
We get a good crowd here today, Paul. A lot of people out in the afternoon to see a good baseball game.
Yeah, nice day. Let's look at it as Frasetti goes up the middle. A dive by Myhack. He couldn't get to it, though.
Couldn't get to it. Nelson came in.
First pitch to Williams in there for a strike.
Norton had to stop at second. The play was right in front of him.
Kind of a late arriving crowd, but good crowd nonetheless.
Some people work, Paul.
Good point.
Ooh.
Goes for the bunt, and really went for it. And he did. He went all the way across the plate to get to it. 2 strikes on Williams. Time called at the plate by Williams is got a little impatient, waiting for Mr. Torres. Pitch in the dirt that Williams goes for, and my, that was so far out of the strike zone. I'm not sure what Casey saw on that. 2 outs. With the way he has that open stance, there was no way he was going to reach a pitch like that.
No, that ball was really
I
outside.
think Craig Walsh wants to know what what were you swinging at, son?
Yeah, besides us.
Yeah. Two outs brings up Kevin Sue. Sue hit a line shot Back to Anthony Torres, his first bat. He lifts this one into right field. It might bleed in. It does for a base hit. Round third on his way to the plate is Norton that throws offline and gets past catcher Gary Mullins. Runners will advance to second and third, and Mountain View with a big break there as the throw came all the way through to home plate on Norton. There wasn't much of a chance of getting him. Very alertly, Kevin Sue and Brian Frasetti advanced to second and third. So Sue with a single and an RBI. Another look at it, Terry.
It just poked right out there and it dropped right in front of him. Right fielder went all the way home. Didn't have a chance.
Came up strong with the throw, but pulled him way up the third baseline.
He was up the line.
A 3-2 Homestead lead with 2 outs. Torres will work from the windup. Catcher Matt Turnbull. Turnbull, good hard cut at the first pitch he sees and fouls it back into the screen. 0-1.
Mountain View swinging. That's what the coaches wanted. Putting some aluminum on the ball.
Ah, yes.
In the old days, we used to say putting wood on the ball, Paul, but times have changed.
Ooh, that pitch just misses as Torres wanted it, and the umpire started with the right and then changed his mind. Counts 1-1. Sioux getting a huge lead at second base. Do they have any kind of signal on a backdoor play? They could pick him off fairly easily. And Turnbull, much like Casey Williams did, reaches for one way out of the strike zone. Count goes to 1-2. The 1-1 count, you want to pitch a little bit better than that to hit. Torres steps off.
Well, they're still going for that off-speed pitch, Paul.
Myhack,
Might as well keep throwing it.
Myhack scoots over closer to second base. Don't know if anything's on yet. No, he moves away back down to the hold. Oh, and Anthony Torres says thank you very much to Mr. Turnbull as he swings at one over the top of his helmet for strike 3. Down go the Spartans, but they do strike for 2. We are through 3. Homestead 3, Mountain View 2. Top of the 4th inning, Brian Myhack, the Homestead shortstop, to lead off here. He'll be followed by Brendan Doherty and Israel Trujillo.
I will have to say for my first game, Paul, which very exciting. Your bookkeeping needs a lot to be desired. I got to get my own system down here. But you're the pro. You're the pro.
I am very comfortable with my system.
And it's working. Okay, here we go.
Swung on a miss. Count evens 1-1.
Mayak got on an error on the third baseman his first time up.
Actually, that was Mullins. Myhack struck out his first at bat. Must be my bookkeeping.
There you go. See?
Good try, though.
Well,
I should have just let it go because nobody at home knows. They're not too many people are keeping the book along with us at home. 1-2 the count. Myhack. Swung on a missed strike 3. Gets past Turnbull. Have to snap throw down the outside and across with the sweep tag, and unable to get there was Pendergrass with the tag.
Pulled him off.
And victimized again is Jeremy Allen. It's the second time he's had a strikeout today. Gets past the catcher. That's going to be ruled a wild pitch. And now they're going to argue that the umpire is going to call him out, arguing that there was interference on the way down the line. And he's going to get an argument from Chuck Camuso. And Chuck arguing his point. He's going to rule that he went outside the running lane as the throw went down to Pendergrass. Turnbull had quite an angle. There's another look at it.
Let's see.
Gets past him. He's got a good angle, and boy, that was close.
Yep.
That was close. I think if he hadn't beelined his way back in towards the bag as much and tried to tag it with his left foot instead of his right foot, he wouldn't have gotten that call. But he is banged out, so the strikeout will stand as an out. First pitch in there for a strike to Brendan Doherty. Doherty got on an error his first one. This one's lifted into right field towards Williams. Williams takes a circuitous route, and it's over his head off the base of the fence. He struggles getting it out of his glove, does, and cruising into second base with a double is Brendan Doherty. Another look at it.
That's well hit, well hit.
And the wind's blowing out towards right field. And the loneliest man on the field right now is Doherty. I checked that is Williams. Doherty happy to be at second base. Brings up the designated hitter Israel Trujillo. Trujillo with a triple. His first at bat and 2 RBIs. He pops, fouls, or grounds this one right out in front. It's not going to go foul. They got to pick it up. They don't. You can see by the way that one bounced back down after it took a high hop in front of home plate. Very level out there, and if anything, from our angle, Terry, it almost looks like the foul line there rolls back in towards the grass on the infield. So there was no way that was going to go foul.
That was fair all the way, yep.
That's where you got to learn your home field, know what kind of rolls it's going to take. Runners at the corners as Doherty advances to third base. One out, runners at the corners. Middle infielder's back for a double play ball. Pitch low, ball 1 to Robbie Hoffman. Hoffman, the Homestead third baseman.
He got a base hit last time up.
Yes, he did, and an RBI. 1 for 1 on the day. Runner goes. Turnbull will hold on to it. Cruising into second is Israel Trujillo. No way Turnbull was going to be able to make a throw on that, and doubtful whether he would have. The infield will now come in. High for a ball. And this is where Hoffman benefited from the pulled-in infield his last at bat. He got the single to the second base side of the infield. Pushed it through because the infield was in. That pitch misses. Side ball 4, and the bases are loaded for Homestead as Allen might be tiring.
I don't see anybody warming up yet. Let's see.
No one in the bullpen.
Nope, no one in the bullpen yet.
No, their relief pitcher might actually be on the field somewhere. Maybe that's why. Or
Okay,
someone.
I got him right behind. Behind Mountain View's dugout.
Okay.
We can't. There he is.
All right, number 6. Or somebody's warming up.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good thing to see.
Yeah, Mountain View does have somebody warming up. Okay, bases are full.
The bags are drunk. High ball 1, and Brian Silverman, who has struck out and singled, 1 for 2 on the day. He's going to be very patient now with 1 out and the bases loaded. In no hurry to swing the bat. Low ball 2. Nice save by Turnbull. 2-0 to Silverman. Lifted into right field. This should plate at least 1. Williams is there, makes the catch, tagging at third, and coming home is Doherty. And tagging at second, advancing to third is Trujillo. It's a 4-2 Homestead lead. Runners at the corners with 2 outs, a sacrifice fly by Brian Silverman, and an RBI. Brings up left fielder Chris Kidd. 2 outs, runners at first and third. Allen trying to get out of the inning here. Pitch in there, snap throw down to second. They've got a delay
Got it.
steal going
Delay
on. They're going
stool.
to score. They get the out at first as
Run scores.
Hoffman took off for second and then just stopped to intentionally get into a rundown. On the throw, Trujillo broke for home plate. He scored easily as Turnbull just came up throwing. So Homestead strikes for 2 more here in the top of the 4th inning. We are through 3.5. Homestead in the lead, 5-2. Be calm, everyone. There's no fire. It's just simply a Dalmatian out to enjoy today's game. The campus is safe. Have no fear. Bottom of the 4th inning, we've got a pitching change for Homestead, and there you see it is Israel Trujillo, who is 2 for 2 from the plate. Chuck Camuso figured he's so hot, we're going to put him on the hill. And he will leave his designated hitter duties and come in, do some pitching. There in the corner of your screen pointing, you see Mike No and Hip. Mike No's down here looking for a job. Pointed to, some people have jobs. Well, Mike doesn't, and that's why he's here watching the game.
With the hipster who's retired, so
Yeah, he doesn't have to have a job.
they make good company. We got
Ryan Wilcox will lead off for Mountain View. It's 1 for 1 on the day with a single. Go ahead, Terry. I'm sorry.
no, I was just saying I was going to just
Yeah.
Who just misses low. That almost caught the knees. Wilcox, a tall player, and that just did get underneath the kneecaps.
big
2
strike
and 1.
zone. Yeah, big strike zone.
Trujillo with some pretty good pop on the ball right now. Pours that one right down the heart of the plate. Count evens 2-2. That's a good pitch to jump on. Low and away. Ball 3. Full count to Wilcox.
How much warming up do you think Trujillo needed to do, Paul? Being playing like this and not much?
Probably not a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
threw a lot before the game. Swung on a missed strike 3. 2-3 minutes of throwing. Just get yourself loose and throw. And
Yep. Well, he struck him out, so he had. He's
apparently had enough.
Yep.
Brings up second base with David Higuereta. Red hit a line drive to shortstop. His first at bat. Pitch misses somewhere. Ball 1. Not sure where that missed. That was a pretty good pitch. Might have been up.
I think umpire's been very consistent today.
Done a pretty good job.
Good job. Yep.
Considering he's about Jimmy Hussey's age, he's actually done a pretty good,
Yeah,
good job.
I can see there's some experience in that body.
A lot of experience. He struck Lincoln out on a curveball, I think, once. Oh, we're bad. 3-0 to Higuereta. It was a wicked curveball, too. Oh, the obligatory 3-0 strike. No matter
There you
where
go.
it is, it's
There
going to
you
be
go.
a strike.
Yep.
3-1. Strike 2.
That was right down. Yeah. I think he was taken.
Now Trujillo has found the strike zone. 3-1, boy, that's tough to take 3-1.
I know. That was right down the pipe.
3-1, you want to look for a fastball to jump on because he's trying to get back up and even in the count. And misses low, ball 4, so he waits long enough to draw the walk.
Yeah.
So 1 out, runner at first base for Mountain View. Brings up DH J.D. Nelson.
Who struck out his first time and walked second time at bat.
And came around to
The
score
score.
the first Mountain View run. 5-2, Homestead in the lead. We're in the bottom of the fourth. First time we've seen Trujillo from the stretch, and he misses ball one, and at least from that first pitch, loses quite a bit of velocity when he goes from the stretch.
Yes.
This one's ripped towards third, and it's
knocked down.
Knocked down by getting his shin in the way.
That's right.
Is Hoffman. Nice job staying in front of that by Hoffman. Higuereta is gunned down at second for the second out. Nelson is on a fielder's choice. And Hoffman's going to be rubbing that shin when he gets into the dugout. 2 outs, runner at first. Gordon Pendergrass steps in. Pendergrass is got a fly ball to right and a fly ball to left. 0 for 2 on the day.
Hit the ball well both times, though.
Yes, he did.
Yep.
They've got Nelson picked, throw down to second, and in time. There's a nice move by Trujillo. Retired on a 1-3-6 for the third out. That'll do it for Mountain View. We are through 4. Homestead in the lead, 5-2. Leading off
Chris Kidd, right.
for Homestead in the top of the 5th inning is left fielder Chris Kidd. Kidd has popped out to first, hit a line drive to first base, and grounded into a double play. 0 for 2 on the day. Allen out to work his 5th inning.
I'm kind of surprised he's still pitching, Paul, after pitching that Saturday, but a couple of the runs were, unearned, so it's not totally his.
No, he's actually pitched.
Preference,
He's
yep.
pitched pretty good today.
Yep.
But he's certainly their workhorse.
Mm-hmm.
One's ripped into right field towards Casey Williams. He's there, and Williams getting a workout today in right field.
All right, Matt.
1 out. Brings up first baseman Matt Whiteman. Whiteman has struck out twice, but once he got on the passed ball. Ground ball out in front of the plate. Turnbull throw down to first in time as Whiteman first pitch swinging.
All right, Brian. You done there?
Grounds it out in front of home plate.
Boy, that really hit.
Hit right on the plate.
Right on the plate.
Bounced out into fair territory. Turnbull all over it. And somebody not happy in the dugout as you hear the bats rattle against the cement. First pitch to Beers misses low, ball 1. When they have a family reunion, it's the Big Beers Brotherhood that gets together. They're a bunch of hams. I go far and wide to come up with these.
You love this guy's last name.
It's the Big Beers Brotherhood of hams. Low. 3-0. 2 outs, nobody on, and that's where Jeremy Allen really has to focus. Don't want to start getting guys on now with 2 outs. Low, ball 4, skips past catcher Matt Turnbull.
Okay, Gary.
So runner on first with 2 outs. That'll give a coach gray hairs when you get the first 2 outs very quickly and then walk the next guy. Brings up catcher Gary Mullins.
Yeah, making the pitcher work.
Mullins got on an error and is flown out to right field.
Hey, Garrett, come on now. Play 15.
Steve Crane gets up to go to the bullpen for Mountain View. Low ball 1.
I understand, Paul, you had tryouts for Mountain View Babe Ruth this weekend.
We did on Sunday. We had to push him back a day because of the doubleheader that Mountain View High School actually used McKelvey Park for the doubleheader. McKelvey, a beautiful field. Joe Forsetti once again working his magic on that field. But yeah, trials went pretty good.
Good.
Pitch in the dirt for a ball, and that will quickly bring the Bulldog, Mike Dalton, out of the dugout to have a little chat with Jeremy Allen. And we have a break in the action. We're in the top of the 5th. Homestead in the lead, 5-2. Runner at first, 2 outs, and there he is in the person of Brian Beers. Pitch misses inside to Gary Mullins. So Mike Dalton made a trip out to have a little discussion with his pitcher. Tell him with 2 outs, you got to throw strikes.
Yep.
High ball 4. And that's 2 in a row. Steve Crane warming up in the bullpen, and
I'm surprised he's still pitching. But
I think they're hoping beyond hope that he can just get out of this inning.
yes, we got 2 outs. He had early 2 outs too, Paul.
Very quick 2 outs, and now he's strike zone challenged. Runners at first and second for Brian Myhack. Myhack has struck out twice. Inside ball 1, and if he gets on, this will be his last batter, I think.
Yeah,
Terry.
I think so too. That ball was definitely high. Plus, he watches stretch, and he's struggling right now. He's not getting the full bend in his back.
This is where you got to concentrate on your mechanics and just slide step low.
Yeah.
Ball 2. I would even, I would almost just not even worry about the slide step and just throw strikes.
That's all. Yep.
Beers doesn't look like the swiftest of runners at second base. I'm not sure he's going to be a threat to steal. And I don't think Homestead's going to want to run their way out of an inning right here either. Throw over to first, back in time to get him as Pendergrass sneaks in behind Mullins at first base.
Boy, that saved him. That was a good play.
That was a very nice play as Pendergrass, playing stealth bomber, comes in behind Mullins. That'll do it for Homestead as Mountain View avoids a jam. We are through 4.5. Homestead in the lead, 5-2. Good grief, it's Charlie Brown. Why, he's aged. Actually, that's the hipper.
That's the hipster. He's got the hat on. He's got the hands. He looks like he's ready to go out and run a couple.
Long time Mountain View resident. Longer than Carlos Ochoa, which is longer than dirt.
Yes.
First pitch to Pendergrass in there for a strike, 0-1. Gordon Pendergrass 0 for 2 on the day. Curveball lifted straight up in the air behind home plate. Mullins makes a nice play on it, turns his back and makes the catch. Excellent job by Mullins. Brings up shortstop Will Norton. Norton 2 for 2 on the day. He scored a run. Pitch high, ball 1. In there for a strike. 1-1. Oh, a little high, a little chin music. 2-1 the count to Norton. Grounded towards second base. There to make catch a Silverman. Over to Whiteman in time. 2 outs. Brings up third baseman Brian Frasetti.
Brian walked, got a base hit 2 times up today.
Picked up an RBI. Two outs, nobody on. Bottom of the 5th inning. First pitch in there for a strike. Mountain View down to their last 7 outs as they trail by 3 and getting later into the game. Fisted towards second base. Frasetti taking his time down the first baseline, so Silverman can take his time and just underhand it to first base, and that'll do it for Mountain View in the 5th. We are through 5 innings. Homestead in the lead, 5-2. Some changes for Mountain View defensively. As entering the game at third base is Tristan Schumann in place of Brian Frasetti. I think there's been a couple of other changes too. There's a new right fielder, but we haven't gotten a number. So I don't want to call the wrong number, so we just won't call anything. Just don't call me late to dinner. Ripped down the left field line. A shot by Brian Myhack, the shortstop. He's going to come in for 2, in with a stand-up double.
Yeah, that is Myhack.
So a lead-off double for Myhack, and now you wonder what would have happened if they hadn't gotten picked off at first base with Myhack at the plate.
And Allen's still in the game.
And I think that'll do it for him. It's Craig Welsh coming out this time, and I would think that lead-off double, and you got to pull the plug on him right now.
Yes. I was surprised he was out for the beginning of the inning, Paul.
I was too. A break in the action here in the top of the 6th. Homestead in the lead, 5-2. So runner on second base as the new pitcher Brian Simone comes in for Mountain View. Inherits a runner at second with nobody out. A bunt situation here for Doherty. He doesn't. Pops it back behind home plate. It will go out of play. Simone very quick getting back there with Turnbull. Boy, he was right there behind him. Good hustle by Simone.
He's ready to play.
0-1. I'm a little surprised that Doherty wasn't going for the bunt, though he did double his last at bat. He's gotten on twice. Takes high, count evens 1-1. Swung on a missed strike 2. Count goes to 1-2 as he goes for a fastball low and away. Curveball floats in high, not much break on it. Count evens 2-2. Popped up into left field, shallow. Long run for Wilcox, but he gets there and makes the catch for out number 1. One out. Brings up now pitcher Israel Trujillo. He's 2 for 2 on the day. A triple and a single. He's scored twice. They might want to pitch him very carefully. First pitch up and away. Ball 1 to Trujillo. Top of the 6th inning. 1 out, runner at second base. 5-2 Homestead in the lead. Swung on and missed. Count evens 1-1. Trujillo fooled on that pitch.
Good pitch. Good pitch.
popped up, foul out of play.
Get it that away.
1-2 the count to Trujillo.
Nobody, man. Nobody. Nobody. Nobody there.
Curveball misses away. Count evens 2-2. Grounded towards short. Stutters. Oh, that's got to be damn near interference. Schumann crossed to Pendergrass. Pendergrass with a nice scoop out of the dirt to retire Trujillo. And if that ball had been allowed to go through to shortstop Norton, I would think they might have called interference on my hack.
Yeah, my hack stopped, literally.
You can't
Yeah.
stop your progress on the way to the base to try to impede the fielder. So Schumann with a nice job just coming across in front to make the play. Brings up Robbie Hoffman. Get another look at it real quick. You'll see
Yeah,
my
watch.
hack
He just
just stopped trying
right.
to shield Norton, but the ball didn't go through to Norton.
Schumann,
Go ahead.
Schumann fresh in the game. Just it was good play.
Simone gets Hoffman to foul the first pitch back, 0-1. So Simone coming in and so far being effective. Don't want to jinx him here with 2 outs, but if he can get out of this, he's done his job. Curveball in the dirt,
And-
skips past Turnbull, throw to the plate, and not in time. Why did I say anything?
I was just going to say, well,
So Homestead gets one the easy way.
Okay, Robbie.
wild pitch.
Boy, yeah, I'm going to have to give it a wild pitch.
Okay.
So
Yep.
low in the dirt. Well, that was club. You hope your catcher will block one like that, but that was well down in the dirt. Skip between them. Fouled off his foot, and good call by the home plate umpire to catch that, as did half the crowd. The Homestead crowd were on the Homestead side, and they all saw it. Helped the umpire along. 2-2 the count to Robbie Hoffman. Misses outside, ball 3-2. So Simone allows one to come in, but certainly don't want to put another guy on base now with 2 outs. Grounded towards second. Higaretta's got it. Over to first in time. That'll do it for Homestead, but they strike for another here in the 6th. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Homestead in the lead, 6-2. Shot of some of the crowd enjoying the game here today. Nice to just sit out on the freshly mowed grass and watch some baseball. Sean Lynch to lead off for Mountain View in the bottom of the 6th inning, and they need some hits and some runners and some runs scored. And Lynch comes up to drag bunt, can't get it. 0-1. Israel Trujillo out to work his 2nd inning of action. Check that 3rd inning of action. Corrected by my compatriot, Terry Ward. That's Spanish, Terry.
Thank you.
1-1 the count to Lynch. I was thinking of doing the whole inning in Spanish. But 2-1 to Sean Lynch.
Guy now, come on.
Misses low, ball 3-1. So Trujillo threatening to put the leadoff man on here in the bottom of the 6th. Nothing that Mountain View would like better. Is down by 4 in the 6th. I would imagine they may be taking a strike here as they come up. Low ball 4 and 4 pitches. Lynch check that 5 pitches. He did go for the first one, which takes away the idea of taking a pitch since he went up to drag the first pitch he saw. So just forget everything I said. And you have, Terry. Kevin Sue steps in. Sue is 1 for 2 on the day. Takes ball 1, and they might have the take on now. Get as many base runners as he can, as early in the inning as he can.
Craig Walsh, third base coach, manager,
Throw over to first, back in plenty of time is Lynch.
trying to get his guys fired up.
Whole new coaching staff here at Mountain View this year. Craig Walsh, Chris Mateo, and Mike Dalton. Outside ball 2, 2-0. As they said, trying to instill some discipline here in the program, and said that they had a feeling of complacency when they first came here, that a lot of the players were just accepted losing pretty easily, and they're trying to break them of that habit. This one's lifted on a 2-0 count to right field, and it's easily caught. Quick throw back into first, back in time is Lynch. And Kevin Sue on a 2-0 count. It's a fly ball to right field for the first out. Brings up Matt Turnbull. Check that. We've got a pinch hitter for Turnbull. Will be Adam Hunter. And he is announced as a pinch hitter, which means that Turnbull will more than likely re-enter as catcher. 1 out, runner at first base.
Hey, right here is. Yeah.
Curveball in there for a strike. 0-1. Looked a little high, but as you say, Terry, he's been pretty consistent all day.
Yeah.
Curveball misses. Count evens 1-1.
That's all the players want is consistency.
That's all they ask.
That's all.
It's not a lot.
Nope.
Quick throw over to first. Back in time is Lynch.
Going to be interesting this year in the majors with this new strike zone and how they're going to play it and how these umpires are going to do.
Well, from what I heard recently, like they've been pretty. The games have moved a lot faster. They've had games under 3 hours. Fouled out of play. I guess they've moved it up about 4 inches above the belt or
Yeah.
so, 4 or 5 inches. So that's
Yeah, that's spring training, and the players got to get adjusted to batters as to what to swing in and what not to swing in. Be interesting.
1-2 the count to Hunter. Curveball just misses. 2-2, as that was very similar to the first pitch that was called for a strike.
Crowd always lets you know, don't they, Paul?
They do. They all have an opinion.
Well, they paid their admission for the ticket.
Fouled off the catcher's mask and up into the screen. Count holds 2-2.
How's your team look this year in the Babe Ruth, Mountain View Babe Ruth League?
13 to 15. We're young.
We're young. Okay.
Ripped into right center field. That'll drop down and maybe get into the gap. Over there to cut it off is Beers. Lynch makes it all the way in. A snap throw to the second, and he's out at second base. As Adam Hunter tries to stretch it into the double, and he's gunned down on a strong throw by right fielder Brian Beers. Lynch makes it all the way to third. Another look at it, Terry.
That was ripped. Right fielder was playing back, though. Beers. He got over in time. Good throw, good relay. They had him.
Yeah, nice play. Good
Yes.
relay in there.
Good relay.
Good strong throw
Yep.
from Brian Beers. So 2 outs.
Good fundamental baseball.
Hunter credited with a single and then gunned at second. He tried to stretch it into a double. Lynch makes it around to third base. There are 2 outs. Ryan Wilcox steps in. Takes outside for a ball.
Wilcox, base hit, strikeout. Previously.
2-0 count to Wilcox. Fouled straight back into the screen. Curveball, yes, they call a strike on it. Might have called it swinging, 2-2. I'm not sure about the swing there, but
I totally agree. I wasn't going to say anything, but
because he pointed as if he was saying he went. Chris Mateo arguing. Asking if he called it a swing.
Okay, Izzy, don't give in here right now.
What's up, Homestead?
In there at knee level, strike 3. Down goes Wilcox. And that'll do it for Mountain View. In the bottom of the 6th inning, we are through 6. Homestead in the lead, 6-2. Top of the 7th inning. Leading off for Homestead will be the top of their order. Number 22, Brian Silverman, second baseman.
Dad, this castle, I need a club.
First pitch misses low and away, ball 1.
Last one.
Homestead not substituting too much, Paul. They're playing, they got everybody in still.
Grounded towards short. Norton has it across the diamond. Long stretch in time. Nice stretch by
Good stretch.
Pendergrass.
Good stretch by Pendergrass. Good stretch. Is it okay if I give up scoring? I'm running out of room.
Yeah, you can. I
That's
don't
the-
want
that's-
you.
yeah,
I don't want
okay.
you writing on the table.
That's the rookie part of me today.
Got to give yourself room.
Yep. Yep, I did not give myself room.
1 out. Left fielder Chris Kidd takes inside ball 1.
Oh my.
Outside ball 2, 2-0. Fouled at home plate.
You're getting there, Chris.
2-1 the count to Chris Kidd.
Chris.
Grounded towards short. Norton charges up with it. Cross in time again. Back-to-back 6-3s. 2 outs. Brings up first baseman Matt Whiteman.
I got Whiteman 0 for 3.
Check that. We've got a pinch hitter for
Ooh.
Whiteman. A very large pinch hitter.
Ben Nuns.
Noons.
Noons. There you go. And just when I said
They wouldn't go to their bench.
yeah, Camuso's not good. Boy, they are consistent today. Every time we say something.
It's the curse of broadcasting.
Okay, Ben, get it out there.
Ben,
Noons has a big strike zone
he's a junior.
and hard to feed. 2 outs, nobody on. Top of the 7th inning. Takes outside ball 1.
Oh, yeah.
Lifted foul out of play down the right field line. 1-1. Grounded towards short again. Across the diamond in time is Norton.
Wow, Norton. Boom,
He
boom,
is
boom.
flawless here in the 7th as every ground ball goes to him. We are out of the top of the 7th. We're through 6.5. Homestead in the lead, 6-2. Bottom of the 7th inning, a shot of some of the Homestead crowd that has made the trek over here from Sunnyvale to see today's game. Leading off for Mountain View will be David Higaretta as they need 4 to tie, 5 to win.
Okay, that was one hit.
Trujillo misses low ball 1. I'm still going to kill that kid next to us. But
Higaretta's grounded out shortstop and walked previous 2 times up.
pitch in there for a strike. Count even's 1-1.
Oh.
Pitch just misses high. 2-1 to Higaretta, as Mountain View will definitely be taking a strike here in the 7th inning, trailing by 4. Lifted into right field. And right there makes the easy catch. It's Brian Beers for out number 1. Kid like that one. J.D. Nelson will step in. Nelson 0 for 2 on the day. Struck out, walked, came around and scored, and got on the fielder's choice. Then was picked off first. Pitch in there for a strike, 0-1.
Oh. Away. Yes. What?
Curveball just misses outside. Count evens 1-1.
One.
Outside, 2-1. Trujillo trying to close things out here for Homestead. Low in the dirt, 3-1.
Hey, relax, Ed. Come on.
Oh.
Catches the outside corner. Count runs full, 3-2.
Hey, don't let this guy go now.
Fouled at the plate. Nelson stays alive. One out, nobody on. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Mountain View hoping beyond hope to climb back into this ball game. Strike 3 on a BB from Trujillo.
Good
2
pitch.
outs.
Yeah, that was a good pitch.
Bring up Gordon Pendergrass. Pendergrass 0 for 3. Fly ball to right, fly ball to left, and a pop-up at home plate. Takes ball 1, taking all the way. Inside ball 2. So, Terry, I'm thinking some words of wisdom for Dalton at the watering hole tonight.
Yeah, we'll
Have to pick his brain.
yeah. Well, the first 2 runs were unearned. That might have got the pitcher a little shaken, but Mountain View has been swinging the bat a little better than I've seen previously. They're young. There you go.
This one's lifted into left field. They're calling off center fielder Brendan Doherty as Chris Kidd. He makes the catch and retires Pendergrass and sends Mountain View home losers today. As there's your line score for Homestead. 6 runs on 6 hits, no errors. For Mountain View, 2 runs on 6 hits, 2 errors, and a fairly well-played game actually for Mountain View. The bats, as you pointed out, Terry, came a little bit alive today, a little better than we've seen.
Yeah, it's going to take time. Nothing can happen overnight when you've got a young team like this with new coaches, and it's a mental thing they have to get over, and
they're just trying to build a program
that's
here.
it, exactly what they're doing.
So that'll do it for us here at Mountain View High School as the Homestead Mustangs come away with a 6-2 victory. For our producer-director, Lazarus Sargentidis, our camera crew, Robin Frank, Brent Stone, and Bobby Chastain. Our thanks to the Mountain View and Homestead athletic departments, and as always to Brent Stone for our opening graphics and music. I'm Paul Cunningham for Terry Ward. We'll see you next time, everybody.